In early 2018, just under 8 years ago, a lot was changing on Roblox. The platform was starting to shed its LEGO game image and legitimize itself in the broader gaming space. Roblox had recently swapped its familiar block letter logo for something more abstract, and developers were beginning to release serious professional games. Some filled entirely new niches, while others elevated familiar genres in ways that made them stand out. Meep City became the first Roblox game to hit 1 billion visits. Titles like Phantom Forces, Strucid, and Jailbreak offered gameplay that could genuinely stand alongside industry counterparts in their respective genres. But while Roblox and its developers were focused on where games were headed, I found myself fascinated with the opposite. How did games used to be? Why, you ask? The answer lies in a simple genre of Roblox game: Place Roulette. Place Roulette is exactly what it sounds like. These games typically have little to no gameplay of their own. They serve as a middle ground between you and another game. You join, interact with something simple, and get teleported to a random Roblox place. On January 10th, 2018, YouTuber Remainings released a video titled More Place Roulette. I clicked on it, and I was hooked almost immediately, partly because I wanted to copy a creator I liked, but also because the concept itself was genuinely compelling. By that time, Roblox already had 12 years of games, and I had only scratched the surface. Playing my first Place Roulette game, I quickly discovered a few things that would stay true for years to come. Just how many starter places, slightly modified or not at all, existed on Roblox, how many games had been broken by the then recent filtering enabled update, and how much there was to learn from old Roblox experiences. Since I had only joined in 2015, seeing games from 2008 to 2012 was fascinating. I stumbled across familiar tropes like obbies and clan games, alongside unfamiliar ones like Brick Battle, all delivered to me in quick, random succession. I dragged my friends into Place Roulette as often as they would agree, and many of my earliest attempts at making Roblox games were inspired by things I saw there. At the time, I knew almost nothing about the platform's history, which arguably made the experience even more magical. I would encounter stolen copies of popular old places and think, this must be the greatest build I've ever seen, how has no one played this? Or I would load into starter places and think, wow, this is cool, I wonder why they designed it this way, without realizing that, in most cases, they had not designed much of anything at all. Over time, I realized that Place Roulette wasn't just a genre of game I could occasionally play, it was a sort of candid archive. Every teleport was a glimpse into Roblox's history, preserved not by careful intent, but by accident. Broken games, random free model spam, copied places. All of these were made by young people, sometimes over a decade prior, with the intent of just trying to make something at all. Patterns started to emerge. Broken games told the story of platform updates, especially filtering enabled, which had broken many games in the name of safety, which is something that's becoming increasingly relevant. The differences over time in starter places revealed how Roblox wanted to present themselves to new users, from the original iconic Happy Home, which shows how Roblox intended to be a LEGO-inspired physics simulator, to the 2012 one, showing off Roblox as a tool for creativity and building with a low barrier to entry. Stolen or heavily copied games, meanwhile, showed the limitations of Roblox's moderation and exploit prevention, along with sometimes reviving the image of the original place. At the same time, as they told a story about the platform, old games found via Place Roulette also told a story about its users. Many of these places reflected the interests and anxieties of the time. An extreme example is the large number of games centered on the War on Terror or set in the Middle East. At first glance, it's easy to dismiss these as Roblox's version of the first-person shooters like Call of Duty that dominated the industry back then, but they also hint at something deeper: how younger players were processing and responding to the world around them. These games, created by kids and teenagers, showed that the events shaping global politics were filtering down into play on the internet. Whether consciously or not, players were using Roblox to recreate, interpret, and sometimes simplify concepts they were only beginning to understand. Many of these games were not popular, often not reaching more than a few dozen visits. Place Roulette stood out because it captured the unfiltered creativity of Roblox's earliest creators. Many of these developers were young and inexperienced, often unconcerned with conventional game design principles. This lack of adherence to the rules led to unique experiences. Games that might seem rough around the edges or chaotic now were full of unexpected interactions, quirky mechanics, and moments of genuine hilarity. Another key factor was the rarity and obscurity of the games themselves. Players typically only experienced the current, popular, trending titles on Roblox. Place Roulette broke this pattern, teleporting users to older or unpopular games they might never find otherwise. Each new game offered a glimpse into different eras, different levels of expertise, and sometimes unconventional ideas that front-page titles would never attempt. Its reliance on teleporting between user-created worlds, the randomness of discovery, and the platform-specific quirks made it inherently tied to Roblox itself. This is something almost impossible to replicate elsewhere, as few platforms combine the scale of user-generated content and a community willing to experiment in this way. Ultimately, Place Roulette was special because it transformed exploration into play. It offered a bridge to hidden corners of Roblox's history, showcasing the inventive and often naive experimentation of its young creators. Although Place Roulette as a concept gained attention in 2017 to 2018, its roots stretch further back. The earliest example dates to 2014, when a developer named Rudimentality created what is widely considered the original Place Roulette. This game is the one featured in the Remainings video that got me into the genre in the first place. It was simple but novel, a hub that would send players to a randomized Roblox place with the pull of a lever. This core mechanic established the foundation for everything that followed for the next decade. From there, developers experimented with ways to make the genre more engaging. 2019's Super Place Roulette expanded on the formula by polishing the interface and making the randomization feel more dynamic. 2021's Roulette Saloon had an old Roblox-focused spin on the genre, combining the randomness with a brick-built lobby and focusing on specifically game IDs from older years. In 2025, I started working on one of these games myself with my best friend Reggie. Our goal was to make the best Place Roulette game ever, and I think we succeeded. Our game is called Filoxen Research Facilities, and similarly to Roulette Saloon, it's specifically focused on old Roblox. I used a lot of special technology for it, and I'm proud of how well it works. This isn't to promote the game, I lose money on running this game anyway. I just legitimately think this is a tool for old Roblox Place Roulette discovery that cannot be topped. We learned a lot and took inspiration from the past and our personal experiences playing Place Roulette games, and I'm proud of what we made. All of this leads to now. Depending on when I finish this either recently happened or is about to happen. Roblox is planning to close all games that don't answer their content moderation survey by September 30th, 2025. This is, similarly to filtering enabled in 2017, in the name of safety. Obviously, the large majority of naive, young developers from 2008 to 2012 don't play the game anymore, so they won't be answering these surveys. This poses a problem for Place Roulette. Roblox has, in an admittedly commendable way, vowed to try to preserve some games. So what does the future have in store? As I mentioned, Roblox is going to manually review many games, including popular ones and ones requested by users. But this still, in practice, is the end of the Place Roulette experience I grew to love since I was 10 trying to copy Remainings. I don't want the popular games. I'm sure they're good, I'm sure they're worth preserving, but they're not why I loved this. In the end, even if after the dust settles on September 30th, 2025, there's nothing left of Place Roulette, I'll still be glad it existed. I learned a lot about legacy Roblox content, I learned a lot about making games, and I learned a lot about creativity in general by observing things people have been making on the internet for the past 20 years. I want to say thank you to Rudimentality for creating the original Place Roulette game, Remainings for creating the video that got me into it, and Epic Department, specifically 567 Koala and Vertical Ascent for creating the Roulette Saloon. That's the game that got me to make my own Place Roulette game, and the aesthetics of it, the places I've found with it, and the general community around it is amazing, and I'm glad it exists. I also want to say thank you to Roblox, because even if they're the one closing these games, they're also the reason they exist in the first place, and the tool they created for making games easily is unmatched. In the end, I don't want the tone of this video to be animosity towards Roblox. Although I'm upset with the game closures, I also understand that there are two sides to this story and that Roblox themselves has moderation issues. I do want to say that I hope that there is future preservation of these games, and I hope that in some way Place Roulette can continue to exist for the next decade to come.
So many people. This is a happy home. I'm killing myself.
Oh my god!
The original Toontown.
I'm curious.
Oh, I'm joining this.
Oh,
it's Toontown.
oh,
What?
oh wow.
Hey, what? Hey, what? Hey, what? Me and Ivy are conjoined twins. When I jump, you jump. What?
I can't jump.
Alright, let's try to find
From the
some-
stairs.
Okay.
I thought we separated for a second. How are we gonna make it up that ladder? I'm gonna stop pressing any buttons. Okay.
Double. stop, please.